Hello everyone, welcome to Durrett's Take. My name is Durrett. Before I begin, I want to say subscribe to my channel because I have videos coming out every day of the week except the weekends. So let's get started. So the NBA GMs took a survey and it looks like only like 75% of them are in favor of a play-in tournament over the World Cup format. But this is going to be my last chance to kind of push the World Cup format, if you will. So I talked about it before, but now I'm going to actually go over my predictions if this were to happen. And it sounds like the NBA also wants 22 teams as well. So I guess for the Suns and Wizards, I guess two groups would have 6 teams, and just two groups have 5 teams. I'm not sure how exactly that would work. 20 is a perfect number, but if they go 22, but then I guess 2 of the groups could be 6 teams. But let's just assume it's 20 for now. So to start with Group A, I have the Bucks winning the group overall at 7-1. I don't think they're going to go perfect, and I don't think anyone's going to go perfect in this Cup stage at all because we're kind of getting back into the flow of things, and things are going to be a little bit rusty and dicey. So I feel like the Bucks will slip up a game and maybe have some tough games along the way, but I still feel like they can go 7-1. Second place, now this one was hard. For me, second place would have been the Jazz if they had Bohan Bogdanovic, but they don't. So, because I don't trust the 76ers, I'm going to pick the Blazers to be the second best team. Damian Lillard is back and ready to go. CJ McCollum's good. They have Carmelo Anthony this time. Joseph Nokic should be back from his year-long injury. So if he's back, then that's going to help their front court automatically, along with Hassan Whiteside. So while the Blazers don't really have a bench per se, their starting 5 is good enough to get the job done, in my opinion. And I believe they can go 5-3 in this stage. And then the Jazz and 76ers are both having tie going 4-4. Like there's gonna be games where they're good because they have talent on their team, no doubt. But it's just like since they both don't have a lot of offense per se, that's gonna come back to haunt them. And then the Grizzlies I have just going 1-7. I feel like they can sneak in a game somewhere. But I just don't feel like they're ready for the playoffs yet. So Group B, I had the Lakers winning overall at 6-2 because this, in my opinion, is the toughest group. So it won't be as easy as a 7-1. But I feel like they can. I feel like they can grind out and win this tough group stage with LeBron James coming back and more motivated to win a championship now. I have the Rockets and Heat tied for second with 5-3. With the Rockets getting the tiebreaker, so they'll advance to the next round. I feel like because James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and that kind of feel like is a little bit better than Jimmy Butler and the Heat. Although the Heat is going to put up a good fight no matter what. And then I have the Pelicans next, 3-5, with Zion Williamson and the crew. I feel like they're going to be at their best. I feel like they can win a couple games, but they're still too young and stuff, and they still need more time to become that contender in the West. And then Magic I have going 0-8, even though it's in Orlando. That doesn't matter because you're not going to be fans there, but I don't feel like the Magic are equipped to win a game, especially in this tough stage. Now, they were in one of the other stages maybe, but no, not this one. Group C, so I have the Celtics and Mavs and Raptors having a 3-way tie for first, but the tiebreaker, Celtics will get the #1 overall in the stage as a tiebreaker, and then the Mavs will get that 2 spot because I feel like the Mavs will have upper hand on the Raptors. But it can go either way. But with Luka and Kristaps Porzingis, while the Raptors are very good and with their championship experience last year, they can do some damage. I feel like the Mavs' talent and deep bench, which the Raptors don't have, will surpass. And then the Celtics' talent should get them to either the 1 or 2 spot. And then I have Thunder at 2-6. Again, I don't feel like they're equipped for the playoffs, but we'll see if CP3 can do anything for them. And then Spurs at 1-7 because Greg Popovich can win a game in this, but again, Spurs are not talented enough as they used to be, so I don't feel like they can get the job done here. And then the last stage, Group D, I have the Clippers at 7-1 because I had them slipping up against the Nuggets one time. But other than that, they'll breeze pretty easily. I have Nuggets at 6-2. And then I have Pacers at 4-4, Nets at 2-6, unless a KD Kyrie come back, of course, and that changes things. And then the Kings at 0-8. I feel like the Kings won't win anything. So there you have it. So now you got the top 2 teams from each group. So now in normal World Cup format, so you would have Group A #1 seed versus Group B #2 seed. So in this case, it would be the Bucks versus the Rockets. Now that is an excellent second round matchup. That's way better than the Bucks versus Pacers in the second round or something like that. This would be an awesome matchup. And the Rockets could even get the upset here, but I'm gonna have the Bucks win a series in 6 games, just because I feel like Rockets with their small ball won't have answers for Giannis, who can just go to the paint easily, and then Brook Lopez can shoot the 3 easily. So that's gonna be tough on the Rockets to overcome this size. And then you have the 1 seed in Group B versus 2 seed in Group A. So that means Lakers versus Blazers here, and I feel like the Lakers will win this one pretty easily. I have them winning this one at 5 games, just because, again, I feel like the Blazers, because they don't have a deep bench, I feel like that's going to cost them in the series. So then Group C, Group D. So the number 1 seed, the number 1 seed in Group C, Celtics, versus number 2 seed in Group D, the Nuggets. Now this one will be a very interesting series. I have this going the full 7 games. Because they can go either way. The Nuggets have more talent and they have a deeper bench, but because I still feel like they're a little bit too young. I mean, the Celtics are good as well, don't get me wrong, but because the Celtics are a little more experienced with the playoff runs and they have a better head coach, that's why I feel like they'll get the slight edge here when winning 7 games. And then seed 1 for Group D versus seed 2 Group C. So that means Clippers versus Mavs. So this would have been the normal 2 versus 7 seed matchup, and now we get in this matchup. I feel like Clippers will win in 6 games just because while Mavs have talent and deep bench, I feel like they won't be able to overcome the defense and the firepower from the Clippers. So then you have a Bucks versus Lakers semifinals and a Clippers versus Celtics semifinals. So let's start with the Bucks and Lakers first. I have the Bucks making this an interesting series, but LeBron and the Lakers and them, I feel like they can contain Giannis just enough to get the series win. I have them winning this one in 7 games. And then the Clippers and Celtics, again, Celtics might make things interesting, but Clippers would just be too much for them, so I have them winning 6 games. So then you have a Lakers and Clippers championship game. So as you know, it's kind of like how I did the 16 seed format earlier, and I got the same result. With this, you can get a Lakers versus Clippers matchup in the championship game versus the normal thing where you would have to see them in the Western Conference championship game, and having that basically be the championship game. So again, this is another reason why I feel like they should do this now. Also, as you saw earlier, have underdog teams like the Mavs and the Blazers, who wouldn't even normally make the playoffs, advance to the top 8, which would make things exciting. And I forgot to say, I guess I have Lakers winning this in 7 games still, because I feel like with back-to-backs and stuff, that's not going to be helpful for Clippers and Kawhi, so Lakers will win that. But again, my last bid for this is new and exciting. They should heavily consider doing this, and I hope GMs kind of get a change of heart, decide to do it. If we're stuck with the play-in tournament, we're stuck with it, and I'll do my predictions from there, but we'll see how it goes. So now from the other part of my show, ESPN came out with their predictions on who's going to win, like Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, stuff like that in the NBA. So I want to get started with my top 3 choices for each award. And then pick my answer for those 3, which, by the way, most of them are actually kind of similar to ESPN effects, but a few things are different. So let's get started. So for the Rookie of the Year, it's obviously between Zion Williamson, John Morant, and Kendrick Nunn. Now I know Zion Williamson was injured half the year, but it's because he's so great, it doesn't matter as much versus Tyler Herro. I believe personally, if he didn't get injured, he would replace Kendrick Nunn because he's a great shooter and a great player, but he's been injured too much of the season. Anyways, so without further ado, my winner of the Rookie of the Year award is John Morant. And that's clearly because, A, he was able to play the whole season, unlike Zion. So we get a full sample size. And Ja Morant currently has his team in the 8th spot in the West, which no one predicted at all whatsoever. And then B, Ja's talent is, in my opinion, is better than like a Kendrick Nunn or something like that. So that's why I want to give Kendrick Nunn the nod. Ja Morant's going to be a future star in this league. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now let's go to 6th Man of the Year. So this is between... So I excluded Lou Williams from this list because with Paul George being out for a while and Kawhi Leonard taking load management and stuff like that, whenever that happens, he basically automatically starts because those two are out. So therefore, since he started a lot of games this year, I feel like he doesn't really qualify in my mind for the 6 man of the year award, so I excluded him out. But obviously, if he were in it, he would win, in my opinion. But anyways, so we have Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers Real Estate team. That's another reason why I decided to clean him off, because I don't want 2 Clippers on there. So Montrezl Harrell. You got Dennis Schroeder for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's helped the Thunder. We give a lot of credit to Chris Paul, stuff like that, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but Dennis Schroeder deserves a lot of that credit as well for where the Thunder are right now. And then Derrick Rose, while the Pistons suck, Derrick Rose has not played at MVP level, obviously, but he's definitely playing the best he has been in a long time. So he's definitely on that track. But without further ado, I would give the award to Montrezl Harrell just because he's a game changer for the Clippers. Like, without him, the Clippers wouldn't get as far as they would, especially since they played mostly small ball. They wouldn't get as far as they would without Montrezl Harrell. So now for Most Improved Player of the Year award. So you have Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat. Obviously, he makes his first All-Star appearance ever. He is now, no one was talking about him last year, but all of a sudden people are talking about him this year. So he just took that big of a leap. The next one's Brandon Ingram. Again, in my opinion, Brandon Ingram has improved a lot from where he was with the Lakers till now. He's now making 3-pointers. He's scoring a lot per game. He's not being a ball pusher, but he's being more decisive in his shots and stuff like that. It's awesome to see. And then, of course, I feel like even though Luka Doncic started good his rookie year, I feel like he just made that much more of a leap for his sophomore year, carrying the Mavs team to a playoff spot. But without further ado, my award for Most Improved Player goes to Bam Adebayo, obviously, because, Brandon Ingram, we already knew he was pretty good, and Luka Doncic, we already know he was going to be pretty good. Bam Adebayo made, the biggest jump, so he obviously deserves the Most Player of the Year award, in my opinion. Now for Defensive Player of the Award, I got Giannis, obviously, and then I got Rudy Gobert, 2-time winner in a row, and then you got Anthony Davis. Now, this one was a very hard one for me to pick. ESPN had this one as a blowout, but for me, I didn't think it was a blowout. I thought it was a very hard one for me to pick. But if I had to pick one, I would go Giannis, just with ESPN's, but just barely though. Just because Bucks are a pretty good defensive team, and he's a big reason for that. Not only what he does on the offensive, but what he does on the defensive end. So that's why I'm gonna be honest with that one. Now, Coach of the Year. So I got Nick Nurse from Toronto, I got Billy Donovan from Oklahoma City, and then Taylor Jenkins from Memphis. Now, Billy Donovan and Taylor Jenkins obviously are on here because no one thought either of those teams were going to be in the playoffs at the beginning of the season and be relevant, but now they are, so they deserve a lot of credit, especially Taylor Jenkins, since this is literally his first year on the job. That's a big step for him. But I'm still going to go Nick Nurse because to lose Kawhi Leonard, and keep in mind they had a whole bunch of injuries throughout the year, and all of a sudden, bam, they're in the number 2 seed in the East and have the 3rd best record in the NBA overall. That's really good. So I'm going to give the award to Nick Nurse. And then for the last one, of course, the MVP. So you got Giannis, LeBron James. And then the third one was decided between James Harden and Luka Doncic. But since I already put Luka Doncic in on the top 3 for most improved player, I'm just going to put James Harden in MVP. Because also he averages more points per game and his team. Even though they're both kind of have the same record, they're just about higher than the Mavs. So I'm going to give the edge there to James Harden. But anyways, let's be honest. It's basically between Giannis and LeBron. And this was a tough one again for me to pick. But I'm going to go ahead and go with LeBron James just because he does so much, because he does so much more. Giannis, he's a scorer, a rebounder, and a shot blocker. But like LeBron, he can do those things, but also he does assisting. He generates the floor. When he's not on the floor, the team literally sucks. Of course, the Bucks are not too great with Giannis on the floor either, but they are able to survive better, unlike LeBron James, whenever he's off the floor because they don't have a true point guard. So again, and I feel like LeBron is going to show in the playoffs that he's going to be the MVP. Because again, Giannis faltered in the playoffs last year. So another reason why I give LeBron extra time, because we know LeBron, at the very least, he can get you to the championship game. So I have LeBron James winning the MVP. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Again, please subscribe and tell me as many people about my show as possible, and leave comments on what you'd like me to talk about in the future, because I'm always up to letting fans decide on what I talk about on the show. Thank you very much, and y'all have a wonderful day.